Hi all, this is Dr. Artna Chaturvedi from the Department of Information Technology. The subject which I am taking is programming and problem solving through Python. The topic is Introduction to Python and in this So let's talk about Python. Python was created in 1985-1990 by Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum developed it when he was working at CWI, that is Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, which is a national research institute for mathematics and computer science in Netherlands. Like Perl, Python source code is also available under General Public License, that is GPL. This language was released in 1991 and Python got its name from a BBC comedy series from 70s, that is Monty Python's Flying Circus. Python can be used to follow both procedural oriented programming language as well as object oriented programming language. It is an open source and free to use. It is basically known as simple general purpose, dynamic, interactive, high level, interpreted and object oriented programming language. It supports object oriented programming approach to develop various applications. It is very simple and easy to learn in comparison to other programming language and provides lot of high level data structures. As I said, it is easy to learn. It is designed to be highly readable as well as it is powerful and versatile interpreted scripting language which makes it interactive for application development as well. It uses English keywords only, frequently used, whereas other languages uses punctuations, and it has very fewer syntactical constructions than other languages. Python syntax and dynamic typing uh, is interpreted in nature. It is an ideal programming language for scripting as well as rapid application developments. As it is a general purpose programming language, it can be used for both scientific as well as non-scientific purpose. It is a platform independent programming language. It is very simple, high level language and vast. It contains so many number of libraries and add-on modules. It is excellent for beginners as the language is interpreted, hence gives intermediate results. The program written in Python are easily readable and understandable. It is suitable as an extension language also for many customized application. It is very easy to learn and use. The various companies which are using Python nowadays are Google search engine, YouTube, BitTorrent, peer-to-peer file sharing is written using Python. Intel, Cisco, HP, IBM, etc. are also using Python for hardware testing. Maya provides a Python scripting API. iRobot uses Python to develop commercial robot. NASA and other companies are also using Python for scientific programming tasks. So when we talk about features of Python, where most of the basic features we have just seen in introductory session, in detail we'll see that Python is a language which every student must know as a student as well as a working professional to become a great software engineer. It is also used to develop websites. If we talk about feature, the first feature is Python is interpreted. Python is processed at runtime by the interpreter. You do not need to compile your program before executing it. It is very similar to Perl and Python and PHP. Python is an interpreted language, that is interpreter executes the code line by line at a time, and this makes debugging easy and thus suitable for beginners. It is interactive and expressive as well. You can actually sit at Python prompt and interact with the interpreter directly to write your program. Python language is more expressive, means that it is more understandable and readable. It is object oriented. It supports all object oriented style or technique of programming that encapsulate the code within object. Python supports object oriented language and concept of classes and objects which comes into existence. Python is a beginner language because it is a great language for the beginner level programmer and supports the development of wide range of applications from simple text processing to browsers to games. Python supports multi-programming pattern as well. It includes object-oriented, imperative and functional or procedural programming styles. It is also said to be multi-purpose programming language. It is not intended to work in a particular area such as web programming. That is why it is known as multi-purpose. Because it can also be used with web, enterprise, 3D CAD, etc. Python's data type are dynamically typed. Don't need to use the data type to declare variable because it is dynamically typed. So we can write a is equals to 10 to assign an integer value to an integer. It will treat it as an integer only as we are assigning 10 to a variable. Python makes the development and debugging faster because there is no compilation step included in Python development, and edit, test, debug cycle is very fast. It is also cross-platform language. It can run equally on different platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix, Macintosh, and that's why we also say it as a portable language. We say it easy to learn and use because it is very user friendly and developer friendly. It is free to use. It is an open source. You can download it using its official web address. It is extensible. It implies that other languages such as C, C++ can be used to compile the code, and then thus it can be used further in our Python code. It is having large standard library. It has a large set of rich libraries and modules which we can use for better and faster application developments. It supports GUI interface also. It is integrated with C, C++ and Java languages. If we talk about various versions, in 1994 Python 1.0 was introduced. In 1997 1.5, Python 1.6 in 2000, 2.0 in 2000 only in October, Python 2.1 in April 17, 2001, Python 2.2 in December 21, 2001, Python 2.3 in July 29, 2003, Python 2.4 in November 30, 2004, Python 2.5 September 19, 2006, Python 2.6 October 1, 2008, Python 2.7 July 3, 2010, Python 3.0 is in December 3, 2008, Python 3.1 June 27, 2009, Python 3.2 in February 20, 2011, 3.3 in September 29, 2012, 3.4 in March 16, 2014, Python 3.5 in September 13, 2015, Python 3.6 in December 23, 2016, Python 3.7 in June 27, 2018. And if we talk about the basic difference, because versions are coming in with the Python 3 onwards only. So what is the basic difference between Python 2 and Python 3? Python 2 uses print as a statement and used as print something to print some string on the console. Just you need to write print and within double quotes a string. Whereas in Python 3 you will be using a parenthesis also. You need to write print and then within parenthesis some input which you with some data, some information which you want to print. In Python 2, to accept the input, raw underscore input was the function which was used. Whereas in Python 3 we can use input function which automatically interpreted the type of input entered by the user, and we can cast later on the values into other data type. Like for integer we'll be casting using int and then we'll put value inside it. For str it is str, etc. And in Python 2 the implicit string type is ASCII, whereas in Python 3 the implicit string type is Unicode. Python 3 doesn't contain the xrange function of Python 2. Xrange is a variant of range. We use as range over here. Range function of a list, for example range 0, 3 means starting from 0 and goes till 2. the last number will always be +1. If you want the three numbers, we want to start from 0. It means 0, 1, 2. So it will be 2 + 1, 3. There is also a small change made in exception handling in Python 3. It defines a keyword as which is necessary to be used. If we talk about various applications, it is used to design web applications. We can use Python to develop applications using some libraries, like for internet protocols. There are many number of libraries: HTML, XML, JSON, email processing. We can do. We can request, use request object, beautiful soap, feed parser. It also provides frameworks such as Django, Pyramid, Flask, etc. to design and develop web applications. Some important developments are Python wiki engines, Poco, Python block software, etc. We can also develop desktop GUI applications. For this, it provides TK GUI libraries to develop such kind of user interface. Some other toolkits are WX Widget, Kiwi, PQQT, and the Kiwi is very popular for writing multi-touch applications. Software development, Python is helpful for software development process. It works as a support language and can be used for build, control and man the softwares and to manage and test as well. It is also used for designing scientific and numeric applications. For this, the various packages and libraries comes. Those are SciPy, Pandas, IPython, etc. SciPy is a group of package which is used for engineering, science and mathematics stream. Business applications. Python is also used to develop business applications like ERP and e-commerce system. Triton is one of the high-level application platform which is used. It is used for console-based applications like IPython is used to design console-based applications. For audio or video-based applications, there are so many number of packages which comes and they help us to design multimedia-based applications. Some real applications are Templayer, Cplay. Similarly, for 3D CAD applications, we use Fandango. It is a real application which provides all entire full features of CAD. It is also used to provide enterprise applications, and for this some real-time applications which are available are OpenERP, Triton, Picalo. It is also used for images. Python, some applications which are image based, for example VPython, Gop, IMG Seek. This program, if we talk about Python, we should remember that it is having a program which is having a certain sequence of instructions which is specify that how the computations is to be taken place. The computation can be mathematical or it can be text based. To write and run Python program, we need to have a Python interpreter first of all installed on our computer, or we can have IDLE also, Integrated Development Learning Environment, which is a GUI integrated based application, and most of the Python developer use IDLE. It enables us to edit the program over there, run there only, browse and debug Python programs from a single interface. So we will be using Python 3 version over here, and we'll be using Python IDLE also. We can download this from the official website, that is python.org. Python shell can be used in two ways. One is in interactive mode and another is in script mode. Where interactive mode, as the name suggests, allows us to keep on interacting with the operating system. Script mode let us create a file first of all, save it and then execute it. Later on also we can use that file and edit if some modifications are required. Now we'll start with first of all interactive mode. This is how the interactive mode looks like. This is a cursor which is known as Python prompt, and here this is the primary prompt which tells that the now interpreter is ready and you can start writing your command from this particular cursor. So interpreter uses prompt to indicate that they are ready. We can say that if there is a prompt on the screen, it means IDLE is working in interactive mode. We type Python expression or statement or commands after the prompt and Python immediately start responding then and there. No need to compile or perform some other action to know the output of that particular statement. When we get Python's response, we may try following check response, like we can say print 5 plus 7 or some statements which is having arithmetic calculations inside that, or print 5.7 5 minus 7. We see that the output will be going to get displayed then and there. Like here, if we say x is equals to 2, y is equals to 6, then if we say z is equals to x plus 5, then print z, we see that the output is 8. Similarly, if we say a is equals to 3, then we say a plus 1 comma a minus 1. So we see that the output is a plus 1 means 3 plus 1 2, a minus 1 means 3 minus 1 2. So this is how it is very interactive. Then and there it will keep on displaying the output. If we want to repeat prior commands in the interactive window, we can use up arrow key or down arrow key. And the control D will be using to take a quit from the interpreter. To restart the shell, we will be using control F6. Help of IDLE also can be explored to know various menu options which are available for the programmer. Like if we type credit after the prompt, what we get is information about the organization involved in Python development. Similarly, if we write copyright and license command, we'll come to know about the Python only. Help command is also used to get the help. It can be used as help then parenthesis. With nothing in the parenthesis will allow us to enter an interactive help mode, and with the name predefined in bracket, it will be going to give the detail of that particular command only. So to leave the help mode and return back to the interactive mode, we need to write quit command. Now there is another mode, that is a script mode. In this we type Python program in a file, then we use the interpreter to execute the contents which are written in a file as a collective set of statements. Working in interactive mode is much more convenient for beginners, as for testing some small pieces of code you can write the code over there and then and there you can get the output. Whereas to write down a small or bigger program of some set of instructions, go to use script mode. Python in interactive mode is good enough to learn, experiment or explore, but its only drawback is that we cannot save the statement for future usage. So to create and run a Python script, we will be using following steps in IDLE. If the script mode is not made available by default with IDLE, you have to go to File, Open or File New. Write the Python set of statement. You need to save the file with py extension. You can execute it in interactive mode by running an option control F5. Otherwise, if a script mode is available, you can start from step 2. So you need to write down these are shortcuts. This is an example. We say 5 new window, then this is a function we are making, def test is a function. Indentation is very much required. Putting in indentation, I am writing x is equals to 2, y is equals to 6, and then z is equals to x plus y, print z. Then we'll save the file. You follow these all instructions and you can save the file with the extension .py. After that you press Ctrl F5, you'll go to Python prompt and you need to call a function. The name of a function is test. The moment you call a function test, you see the result as 8, that is 2 plus 6 is equals to 8. So there are comments we can use. Python, some statements are over there, instructions that a Python interpreter can execute as a statement only. Like a plus 1 is an assignment statement. And if there are multi-line statements which you want to keep on writing, you don't want to write in a single line, you can use backslash character over there, like a is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9, writing in single line, you can use this backslash operator also. It will allow to and supports multi-line statements as a single statement and treat it as a single statement. So similarly, this is an explicit continuation. If you are using bracket, you can write in this way. This is the opening bracket, this is the closing bracket. So it treat all the statement as a in continuation. It is treated as a single line only. In spite of parenthesis, you can use box bracket or curly bracket also. Or in a single line only, you can use semicolon, and you can write multiple statements all together in a single line. In Python, we can make comments also. Comments means which are not executable statements. Comment are useful for programmer. It enables programmer to understand that what the programmer want to do. In Python, any statement written along with hash symbol is known as comment. The interpreter does not interpret the comment. Comment is not a part of a program. It only enhances the interactivity of a program. Like in this case, if I want to give a single line comment, I am writing hash, then this is a single line comment. So put a single line comment, we have to start it with hash symbol. Whereas for multi-line comment, we can use triple quotes at the start, and then at the end we can again use the triple quote. This is a multi-line comment, or we can use both the comments together, hash single line comment, then any command which we want to execute, then again multi-line comment starting from triple quotes and closing by triple quotes. So this is all about the basic introduction of Python. Rest we will see in another class. Thank you. Have a nice day.